What up, world? Welcome to another episode of Brand New Show. As you know, I am Brand New, like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. Brand New Show, social media platforms, Instagram, Threads, brand, real Brand New Show. That's REAL, all lowercase, Brand New Show. On Instagram and Threads, Facebook, The Brand New Show, and of course, TikTok, Brand New Show. Go follow me on all those social media platforms. I would appreciate it if you did. Really, where you go? It's the YouTube channel, man. Brand New Show YouTube channel. Go subscribe, comment, like the vids, like the shorts. It all helps in the algorithm. Still right there on 250, close to 250 on the YouTube channel, man. But yeah, get into it, man. This is Wrestling Life deep dive. Um, Last week I did a deep dive on Wrestlemania, how I was feeling about it. And this past week so far, since Friday, last night here in Houston, I didn't go to the show. But yeah. Yeah. Um Man, how do I feel about this? After this Friday, last night, what is my sentiments on WrestleMania? It hasn't changed. Uh yeah. WrestleMania has not changed. Uh Sentiments on WrestleMania has not changed. My feeling about WrestleMania hasn't changed. Matter of fact, it's gotten actually worse. Um, and I'll talk about why right here and right now. Let me get this out the way. Let's just rip the fucking band-aid off. Let's get this out the way. If you are condoning, if you're condoning, accepting, or actively making excuses, are trying to tell people that this is proper booking or this is good booking after what happened Friday, and you are openly defending TKO, Ariel Emanuel, Pat McAfee, The Rock, or anyone like that, I can flat out say that you are casual as shit. I can flat out say that. There is no way on the planet in this reality that we live that you think deep down in your fucking mind that you think this is a good idea. Friday night, on Friday Night SmackDown, the opening of Friday Night SmackDown was Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton segment. Randy Orton comes out, because obviously it's in St. Louis, it's in his hometown. He comes out, he's telling the fans, I'm not doing this for y'all. I'm not trying to win number 15 for y'all. I'm trying to win it for the people in the front row. And they show his family, and that's beautiful. That's great. But then Cody comes out and they brawl, and then Cody has the upper hand. He turns around and gets kicked in the nuts. This is the second year now that Cody Rhodes has been kicked in the nuts. just, just telling you the truth. This storyline is insanely stupid. But Cody Rhodes gets kicked in the nuts. Before Cody Rhodes and Randy brawled, Randy Orton revealed that he will be telling everybody who he's been on the phone with going into St. Louis on Friday Night SmackDown, which was supposed to be the big reveal. And the person that kicked Cody Rhodes in the nuts was that reveal. That was the person that was talking to Randy Orton, telling him to listen to the voices in his head, become the killer again. And we get to Friday night and they brawl and they return around. Cody turns around, gets kicked in the nuts, and it's Pat McAfee. That's the reveal. Pat McAfee. I don't do reactions, um, especially in its early stages. I don't do streams. I don't do that because I want to sit. I want to sit and I want to contemplate what the hell I'm going to say. Because if I got on the podcast or I did a stream like a lot of people do, I probably would be banned right now from that stream. I probably would be banned from that company, from that app. I would be banned because the words I was going to use. Ooh, shit. Woo, it was going to be bad. It was going to be bad, man. I saw Pat McAfee kick Cody in the nuts, and I immediately turned the fucking television. I said, WWE is going to hell in a handbasket, and they can't do shit about it. They can't do shit about it. They can't do shit. Cody comes back out later on after getting beat down by Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee cuts this promo talking about, I'm here to save pro wrestling from Cody Rhodes. I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll talk about that in a minute. I'm here to save pro wrestling for Cody Rhodes. Because of him, the ratings are down, ticket sales are down, even WrestleMania ticket sales are down. Randy Orton's in the main event of WrestleMania, and the ticket sales are down. They called me to put asses in seats, basically. We're here to save professional wrestling from Cody Rhodes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I say defending that is fucking stupid. This is why I say if you are defending that, you are as casual as shit. Pat McAfee, everybody knows, is a former NFL punter for the Indianapolis Colts. Pat McAfee is on a podcast, very popular podcast, so popular that it went from YouTube to ESPN. They paid him a bunch of fucking money to basically take Stephen A. Smith's spot at some point and become the new Stephen A. Smith on ESPN at some point, maybe in the next decade or so. Pat McAfee has been in wrestling. He was in wrestling during the pandemic, fighting the Undisputed Era. So he came up in NXT, actually. He got the job with WWE on the main roster during Vince time. Got paired with Michael Cole. He had some matches here and there. Pat McAfee is a fan of wrestling. But what Pat McAfee is not is needed. He's not needed. He's not needed for this story. And this is why I did not want to see Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I remember I was trying to find a clip on TikTok. I couldn't find it. But I remember saying before Cody won the belt back that I did a podcast episode that Wednesday, I think, or that Tuesday, someday, and I did a podcast episode, and I said flat out, they're going to regret this shit. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton do not need to be a WrestleMania title match right now. It doesn't need it. I said you had a better feud and a better storyline at this moment with Drew being champion and getting put in a position where Drew McIntyre has to defend the belt, not just against Randy Orton now, but against Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. Sidebar. Now look at that story. Look at that story that they could have told for the last couple of weeks. That would have been an easy fucking slam dunk story to tell. Everybody's coming after Drew McIntyre, but particularly, you could have told the arc of Randy Orton finally turning heel. You could have told the arc. Him going up to Cody and being like, yo, what are you doing? And Cody's like, bro, he screwed me 2 fucking times. You've seen him screw me out of the chance to be champion or get my shot against him. He screwed me out of it. There's a way you could have told Randy going into becoming a heel, listening to the voices in his head. This is why I said, when fans can book a better fucking storyline than the fucking people that run the show, nigga, you're stupid. You don't know shit. You know shit. I literally was saying this shit. I said, dude, go with the obvious choice. Drew versus Jacob versus Randy versus Cody. Done. And then you could have had, and if you would have done that, this is what the fuck you could have done. You could have had Sammy and Trick without the U.S. title, because then that would have been the personal grudge match that you have on night one. Trick's first WrestleMania on ESPN2. It's a grudge match. It makes sense. Boom. Carmelo Hayes keeps the fucking U.S. title, and now he can fight Ilya Dragunov. Now you got them on a card. Maybe the best 2 out of 3 falls. I don't know if you do that at Mania because it takes up a little bit of time. But a last man standing match or some shit. You could have done something. You could have made that a no disqualification. You could have did something with that. But now looking at WrestleMania, would y'all not have liked Drew, Jacob, Randy, and Cody? It was a simpler story. You didn't have that much time to tell Randy and Cody, which I fucking said you wouldn't. Even though people was like, well, this is a slam dunk. This is a lie. You're talking to a company. You're talking about a company. They can't even tell a proper story for at least 3 of their main title matches. I personally feel like you could have had Drew be champion and get his comeuppance, or get his comeuppance in a main event with Cody, Randy, and Jacob. And Randy still couldn't win the title. Like I said, if I was them, I would have had a fatal 4-way, and I would have had Randy Orton. When Cody thinks he's won the belt, I would have had Randy Orton punt kick Cody in the fucking head and take the fucking title from Cody that way. And now you have Cody feeling like, yo, what the fuck were you doing? Why would you do that? And Randy's like, I'm a Viper. What the fuck did you expect? Like, this is my only chance I can probably get this title. So I took my shot. Don't get mad at me. And all of a sudden, Randy's starting to feel that animalistic, the Viper feeling. The apex predator is coming back slowly but surely. And instead, you just went straight to it. And this is why I liked the turn. I loved the turn. But again, it goes into what I said all the fucking time, bro. You don't always have to turn people heel. You can build up to it. You don't always have to turn people fucking heel. And they turned Randy heel. What was the excuse? What was the excuse? Oh, well, we had to turn somebody heel in this moment because we didn't know how people were gonna feel about seeing Punk and Roman Reigns. What? So we had to turn Randy heel. What? There was a story to be told, and it didn't fuck. And then on top of this, again, it goes into what the fuck I have said about this fucking story. They're not going to tell it until after Mania. So basically, Friday night just confirmed what the fuck I already knew. They are not going to tell Cody and Randy until after Mania. Am I shocked? No. Am I surprised? No. But there were people that you could have put in that storyline before Pat fucking McAfee. I get it. Kevin Owens is not healthy. Get it. But you could have put Ric Flair in there. Ric Flair has the history with Randy and the Rhodes family. You could put R. Anderson in there. Same thing. Four Horsemen. History with Randy. History with the fucking Rhodes family. There are so many. You could have put Stephanie in this fucking. Stephanie McMahon. You could have put Stephanie McMahon, who was at the Garden Monday trying to warn Cody. You could have put her in this fucking storyline, and it would have made fucking more sense than Pat fucking McAfee. This is insane. You could have put AJ Styles in this fucking storyline, and it would have made way more fucking sense. There is no reason, none, to have this fucking storyline be the way it is. I knew for fucking months. I said this right after Randy won, and they announced that Cody Drew match. I said, bruh, this is stupid. You're fucking your storyline up. It's not going to work once you get to Mania, and it fucking has not worked. I don't like this shit. You could have had Cody come out Friday after Mania, and Randy turned heel on him there. Randy's celebrating. Cody comes out, and he's just like, "What the fuck, bro? You stole the opportunity. You stole my title." And Randy's like, "I'm sorry," and fucking just snaps. RKO's him, punt kicks him, bloodies him, leave him a bloody mess. Now we got heel Arden, and Arden could tell a story by his fucking self right there. There are better ways you could have told this story, and yet you didn't. And this is where my problem kicks in with people that sit on social media. They get in our comments when we comment or we post videos like this. I said a couple weeks ago, my pet peeve in wrestling is telling people that if somebody lose to someone, it doesn't hurt their career. That's a fucking lie. I said there's a lot of pet peeves in wrestling that I have a problem with, especially these non-wrestling fans telling wrestling fans, real wrestling fans, that it's just wrestling. Calm down. Shut your ass up. Shut the fuck up. That's like me coming up to you if you got a favorite sports team and be like, hey, bro, it's just baseball. Hey, bro, it's just basketball. Hey, bro, it's just football. You gonna look at me and be like, nigga, is you stupid? Shut up. I didn't watch this shit my whole life. Are you fucking kidding me? No, it's not just wrestling. It's not just wrestling. Sorry to tell you that it's not just wrestling. I'm invested in this shit because I didn't pay my money. I'm invested in this shit because this has been my childhood since I was 3. I am invested in this shit. And every time I think I'm out, the shit pulls me back in. But another thing people need to stop telling people is that this person is a bigger star to you, to you. Well, I started watching wrestling because Pat McAfee was on the show. That's not a ringing endorsement. That's not a ringing endorsement. And this is a pet peeve I have of a lot of people. And this is something I think I told my brother Beeline, Ryan Beeline, this past week. People are not fans, and I've been saying this also on my show. People are not fans of the actual product of wrestling. They're not fans of wrestling. People are not fans of wrestling. You're fans of a person, or you're fans of a situation. You're not fans of wrestling. So when you sit there and tell people Pat McAfee, Logan Paul, I Show Speed are bigger stars, I'm gonna need you to politely shut the fuck up. That's what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to politely shut the fuck up because you don't understand wrestling. And you sit there and try to tell me because they are a bigger star, this justifies why they fucking asses on my TV set. I don't give a fuck. Bad Bunny is a massive fucking star. I don't want to see Bad Bunny at my motherfucking TV set every fucking week. Love his music. What the fuck that got to do with his wrestling? What the fuck he got to do with wrestling, bro? Love his music. What the fuck they got to do with wrestling? Jelly Roll. Good music. Incredible music. Got some good songs I've listened to. Got it in my playlist. What the fuck he got to do with wrestling? But he's a massive star. What the fuck that got to do with wrestling? You see, I'm starting to realize that there's a difference. I've known it, but there's a massive fucking difference. There's a difference between pro wrestling fans and sports entertainers. Sports entertainer fans are not wrestling fans. You see, they see a star and think that's good television. Pro wrestling fans want a story in the match to follow. That's where I am. A lot of y'all are not fucking fans of professional wrestling. You're not. You think you are. Yeah, you watched maybe a little longer than I have. But see, the problem is you tuned in and then you tuned the fuck out. And you only come back when The Rock is on TV. Or they tell you Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to be there. Stone Cold's going to be there? All right, I might tune in. Trish Stratus, Lita, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. You see, you're not a fan like I'm a fan. You see, I've watched all of this shit. I grew up on Austin, Rock, Foley, Taker, Hogan, Diamond Dallas Page, Goldberg, Steen, Booker T, Billy Kidman, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho. I watched Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Trish Stratus, Lita, Dudley Boys, Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian. I grew up on that. And I stayed watching. Even when the shit sucked. Even when the shit didn't make logical fucking sense as a wrestling fan. I stayed watching it. So when I hear y'all get in comments, tell us to not take this shit so serious, I'm gonna need you to politely shut the fuck up. I'm gonna need you to politely shut the fuck up. Wrestling fans don't deserve this. All we've done is pour our money into this fucking company. All we've done is ask for this company to respect our money and our time. Because we're the ones that's putting eyeballs on this fucking product. We're the ones that's going to these events, these shows. And all we ask is for you to not treat us like we're fucking stupid. Like we have a fucking, like we just don't know what the fuck we've watched for the last 20, 30 years. All we ask is for you to not play with our intelligence. That's all. So for some apparent fucking reason, you got dumbasses that will sit there and tell you Pat McAfee makes sense. Why? Which brings me to Cody Rhodes. You jump out the window doing this promo and say you're trying to save professional wrestling for Cody Rhodes. Are you joking? Was that a joke? Was Pat trying to be serious? Cody Rhodes, you're trying to save professional wrestling from Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. The man whose father is one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time in Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, who had a rivalry with the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and the Four Horsemen. Dusty Rhodes, who, if you ask The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's on that Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, he's on one of the mountains. Dusty Rhodes, who helped train Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Mercedes Moné, John Moxley. What? The fucking list is endless of NXT men and women that were bought into the company and was trained by Dusty Rhodes. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Bianca Belair, Dusty Rhodes. You trying to sit there and tell me you're trying to keep professional wrestling from his son? You're trying to save professional wrestling from his son, Cody, whose brother is Dustin, one of the greatest characters in WWE history, by the name of Goldust. Pat McAfee, what the fuck are you talking about? That's a serious question. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? That's a serious question. Because the way y'all sitting there and trying to justify this shit, you casual fans. Does the Pat make sense? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. You're trying to save professional wrestling from Cody Rhodes. The same fanboys that are like, yeah, that makes sense. Y'all are the same ones that sit there on social media and tell everybody you can't wait till he turns heel. Because you want to see what he will be when he's a heel. Please shut up. You're trying to take professional wrestling. You're trying to save professional wrestling from Cody Rhodes, a 3-time WWE champion. If he wins the U.S. title, he will be a Grand Slam champion in WWE. The man that created AEW. The man that helped create AEW. That sounds fucking stupid to me. That's stupid. I don't know how you justify that. I know some dumbasses in the comments gonna try, but that's stupid. You're trying to save professional wrestling from Cody Rhodes. You're trying to save professional wrestling from Cody Rhodes? The man that basically gave wrestling another promotion that is still succeeding to this day? And this is why I say trying to justify Pat McAfee being in a storyline is insane to me. Cody and Randy have a history 20 years long. Cody's first match ever in WWE was Randy Orton. Cody joined Legacy. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton should be the least hardest story to tell for fucking WrestleMania. This shit should have been a fucking layup. A fucking, and I've said this numerous times, this shit should have been a fucking layup. And yet, TKO, Aureo Emanuel, decides to play the, well, I'm the boss and I want this card. Which brings me to why I said, trying to justify TKO, trying to justify this decision makes me question your fandom. This is now the third main event that Cody Rhodes has walked into WrestleMania. And something from above in the company has decided to insert themselves into this man's main event. First, it was WrestleMania 40. And this was flat out The Rock just trying to steal his moment. Then last year, here comes The Rock again, trying to jump into this fucking story when nobody asked him to. Created a storyline and then chose to jump the fuck out of it. I will never let y'all live that down. Anybody that defends that shit, I will never let y'all live that down because The Rock flat out said this shit on Unreal. Ari Emanuel was sitting in the fucking chair saying to his goddamn self that he called The Rock personally for ticket sales. Let me guess. The Rock don't want shit to do with wrestling. So you couldn't call him to get him to come and do the ticket sales. So your next best thing was Pat McAfee? Yes. The Rock starts a storyline last year with Cody Rhodes about a fucking soul, and then we get to WrestleMania. We have a great heel turn with John Cena and Travis Scott in The Rock and Elimination Chamber, and then poof, he's gone. Never to be heard from or seen from again. Only time we hear from The Rock is when he's trying to now defend his name and say, well, I told Cody and John Cena that I was done and they are on their own. You know, that's great that you told John Cena and Cody Rhodes that you were done and they were on their own. You know the problem is? You didn't tell the fucking fans. You didn't tell us. So when we're sitting watching this match at Mania last year, and your ass do not show up, but Travis Scott does. I got a fucking problem with that. I got a problem with that. I don't give a fuck you told John Cena and Cody Rhodes. You didn't tell us. You came on TV and put your ass in a storyline and then checked the fuck out of it. And then you had the fucking nerve to try to defend yourself on Pat McAfee's show. Talk about something. Well, I told them. Fuck you. Fuck you. I will never let y'all live that down. Motherfuckers trying to defend this shit. When you saw this motherfucker, flat out say this. This is the third fucking year that The Rock or TKO has jumped their ass in this man's storyline. Why? Why? Because it goes back to WrestleMania 40. You got people that will sit there and defend this shit. You tell everybody Cody's wrong because he went into business for himself. No, Cody wasn't wrong. Cody did what the fuck he was supposed to do. He won the Royal Rumble. He earned his shot. If The Rock wanted the spot, he should have put his bitch ass in the fucking Royal Rumble. You don't just come now and take the man's spot. By the way, with history on the line. So you telling me you wanted Cody Rhodes to win back-to-back Royal Rumbles, something that nobody's done since Stone Cold Steve Austin, and just give his fucking spot up because he's the fucking Rock? You sound stupid. You sound casual as fuck. Every time I gotta talk about this shit, I get more pissed off. Because you choose to fucking move the goalposts. You choose to change the narrative. The facts are, The Rock had multiple opportunities to fight Roman Reigns. He physically got on Pat McAfee's show in Colorado and said it his damn self. Yeah, I was supposed to fight Roman at WrestleMania in Hollywood, but I chose not to do it. Oh, wait. No, what did he say? What did he say? No, something happened and I chose not to do it. What happened? What the fuck happened? They were going to give you the match. Cody won that Royal Rumble too, and they were going to give you that match. You waited a year later, a better story came along, and now you want to jump in the storyline. Like I said, y'all can defend this motherfucker all you want. Facts are, The Rock fucked this story up way before Pat McAfee got in the fucking, way before Pat McAfee ever got his ass in this. This shit has been about The Rock, TKO, just not liking the fact that Cody Rhodes was picked. Despite what the fuck y'all want to say on social fucking media, Cody was picked by the people. That was imaginary. That what you saw, those hashtags, we want Cody, from that Friday Night SmackDown to that Monday Night Raw, that was real. That was 100% real. Despite what the fuck you want to say now on social media, that was real. The people chose Cody Rhodes. And The Rock has never been able to live that down. So this might be coming from Ariel Emanuel. But I'm not going to pretend like The Rock hasn't single-handedly tried to sabotage Cody Rhodes' title reign, not just last year, this year, but all the way back at WrestleMania fucking 40. The Rock is a piece of shit. Like, it's a piece of shit. Great wrestler. Love him as a wrestler. He's a piece of shit as a human being. He's a piece of shit as a businessman. How are you trying to sabotage your main champion? Because the people who you said controls the way you move in wrestling. You have even said you are the people's champion. And the people chose Cody, and you have never been able to live that down. And I've said this numerous times. For all y'all that sit there and say, oh, well, Cody went into business for himself, and he took our match away from us. You mean a match you could have had last year? You 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 mean a match you could have had last fucking year? If The Rock just didn't give Roman Reigns the fucking Ulafala and Rock bottomed his ass on January 6th? Imagine The Rock bottom hitting Roman Reigns with the Rock bottom. Not giving him the Ulafala and instead hitting him with the Rock bottom. And then we build to WrestleMania 41 Rock and Roman. Would that not be the main event? Imagine last year, Cody Rhodes and John Cena, night one. Roman Rock, night two. Roman Rock, night one. Cody, John Cena, night two. And Rock comes out and screws Cody. But like I said, the narrative y'all want to paint isn't realistic because we got fucking video evidence. We saw it. We fucking saw it just like you did. The difference is we're not trying to lie. The Rock had multiple opportunities to fight Roman Reigns. He chose not to. And the only time he's actually been able to be a part of this shit is coming back for Cody. So why do you keep coming back for Cody? Nobody's been able to tell me this. Why is Cody? Oh, well, Brandon, he said when his story with Roman might have been done, but his story with The Rock just begun. But you came back for Roman. Roman was your problem. In the moment that Cody took your title, match away from you, Cody became the apple of your eye. And you've been trying to sabotage this fucking man ever since then. Facts are The Rock don't fuck with Cody. You then came back last year talking about something. I want you to be our champion. I want you to be my champion. And the reason why you did that is to try, keyword, try to take Cody away from the people. Because then you wanted to turn around and say, well, I'm the people's champion. I'm the good guy now. I can finally. No. That's what he wanted. He wanted Triple H to make Cody roll Silent Hill so he can supplant himself at some point into WrestleMania, beat Cody, and say, I'm the people's champion again. See, I took the title away from the Hill, Cody Rhodes, the bad guy. And I gave it to y'all. That's what he wanted. And Triple H again told him, go fuck yourself. That don't make sense. WWE, TKO need to get their shit together. I blame The Rock for all of this. I know it's not a finger to be point, but I blame The Rock for this. I blame The Rock because Elvio Emanuel was only doing what The Rock would have done. The Rock's going to try to find a way to sabotage Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes took the people away. He didn't take a match. He didn't take the title. He took the people. And The Rock has never been able to live that down. That the people turned on him for Cody. And he's never been able to live that down. At a time where he thought the people would love to see him, we were. But not in that capacity. And he couldn't deal with it. And he's been trying to find a way to fuck that dude over ever since then. You can hear it in the WrestleMania 40 documentary. The plan was for me to come back to fight Roman Reigns finally, take the belt from Roman, because he did say that. Take the belt from Roman, leave it in the ring for the people. He wanted to be the guy to beat Roman Reigns. He wanted to be the guy to have all of this affection because his fucking ego was bruised by Hollywood. And then his ego got deflated by the people in WWE because the fans chose Cody over him. And he couldn't fucking believe it. All that shit he talking about, non-existent. I know. You just talking. It's facts. You can literally go pull up Unreal and watch Ariel Emanuel flat out say, I called The Rock for ticket sales. And The Rock's like, okay, I'm on the plane. I'm like, okay, I gotta go do this. I need to come up with a storyline. You did not need to come up with a storyline. Nobody asked you to do a fucking storyline. Nobody asked you to do a storyline. You could have came out, announced WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans, and said, I'm hosting Elimination Chamber. Done. Done. You said nothing in January. You said nothing. January 6th, you in the ring glazing this motherfucker. Now you are in the ring talking about something, I want you to be my champion. What? What? And then you didn't get what you wanted, which was Cody to go heel. And then you dipped out on a story that you created. That's what happened. And TKO, Ariel Emanuel, is The Rock's puppet. Yeah, I said that. Ariel Emanuel is The Rock's puppet. What he's doing is on the behalf of The Rock. 50% sure. Not 50, about 98. You telling me Ariel Emanuel really believes Pat McAfee? I get it. Well, brother, he was on his podcast and he said that he thinks Pat McAfee could be Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone is a fucking actor. What the fuck Sylvester Stallone got to do with wrestling? The fuck he got to do with wrestling? If you don't think The Rock is pulling strings, if you don't think The Rock is pulling strings, The Rock has tried to ruin Cody Rhodes's last two title matches at WrestleMania. And out of nowhere, reports come out of the Ariel Emanuel wants Pat McAfee inserted into this storyline. Why? Pat McAfee could have been in anybody's storyline. Could have been in the Usos. Could have been Punk and Roman. Could have been anybody's storyline. Why particularly is it Cody and Randy? Nobody's ever asked that question. Why he made sure that it was Cody and Randy that Pat McAfee had to be in. Nobody's ever asked that question. Maybe it's because Oreo Man was the name that's being put in that place, but it's The Rock who told him to do it. They'd probably spitball, hey man, tickets ain't going the way it needs to go. What do you think? Oh well, man, I know. Well, what's the storylines that's going on? Oh well, I don't know. I think Randy's fighting Cody. Randy's fighting Cody. Oh, all right. Well, let's say Pat McAfee's the guy on the phone that's selling Randy Orton to turn into this vicious version of himself again. I don't know. Wait, I kind of like Pat. I guess. Yeah, Pat's been a part. Okay, yeah, let's do that. If you don't think The Rock has something, and I mean something, to do with this, that's insane. Let me throw the word allegedly on here. Allegedly, The Rock is probably pulling the strings. Allegedly, The Rock is pulling the strings at TKO. Because there's no way in hell you telling me Oreo Emanuel. I get it. People gonna sit there and say, "Well, Brandon, it is about tickets. That's why Pat McAfee is gonna sell fucking tickets for WrestleMania. Are you fucking retarded?" The Rock, who has incessant history, who has long history with Cody Rhodes, who has flat out tried to sabotage this man for 2 straight WrestleManias. You think I believe that The Rock ain't got something to do with this shit? I get what the reports come out later on after all of this shit. And we find out, wait, Ariel Emanuel really wasn't the person that really asked for Pat McAfee to be put in this storyline. It was The Rock. This is coming. Oh, you bet your ass is coming. After last night, after last night, CM Punk said what he said last night. Man, oh man, how much I love CM Punk. You know, CM Punk is one of the rare few in the business that speaks what he feels, says what he feels, and whether you like it or not, it's what you need. I have said this numerous times about this WrestleMania build that CM Punk, the only thing that doesn't work in this CM Punk versus Roman Reigns rivalry, a feud, or whatever the fuck they're trying to call it, is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns does not work in this build because Roman Reigns cannot go back and forth with CM Punk on the microphone. Anybody that sits there and thinks Roman Reigns can go back and forth with CM Punk on the microphone, you don't know fucking promos. Roman Reigns, I've said this numerous times, has had lives. Every person he's ever been in a build with, he hasn't really had to really do too much. Now you're in there with a guy that can actually torch your ass. It don't take a lot of effort. I've seen so many people in comments say, "Man, Punk just talk about the same old shit. It's the same old shit. It's the same old shit." Well, do you say the same shit when Roman Reigns comes out? Do you say that same shit when Roman Reigns comes out? If you don't say that same shit, you don't have that same energy for Roman Reigns because he says the same shit every damn time he's on TV. Acknowledge me. I'm the most experienced main event of all time. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Every fucking promo. Every fucking promo. It's the same shit. He has nothing to talk about. And after last night getting fried like he got fried on camera, if you come out next week all nonchalant, like nothing happened, I don't want any of you Roman fans to tell me Roman Reigns is the GOAT in promos. Ever fucking again. You can miss me with that shit. Roman Reigns has not gotten better. I've said this numerous times. Roman Reigns has not gotten better. Paul Heyman helped his ass out tremendously. Roman Reigns has been helped every stage of his career. The Shield, Bloodline. And hearing CM Punk do what he did last night made me say, damn, I wish Roman Reigns was a part of this fucking rivalry. Because CM Punk is fucking this fucking dude. CM Punk sold both matches by his fucking self. CM Punk sold both main events by his fucking self. That is greatness, ladies and gentlemen. This is why people are fans of CM Punk, bro. I don't think you understand. Watching him cook last night, watching the people face, oh shit, that man was on one. Oh my god! And now reports are coming out being like, yeah, Punk just went out there and just basically just spitballed. He just basically just went out there and did what the fuck he was, meant to do. He wanted to go do it, and he did it. I want people to understand something, man. CM Punk is one of the rare few in the business that can sell a story, sell a match just by promos. He don't have to get in the ring and wrestle you. He doesn't have to get in the ring and wrestle you at all. He can sell a whole match by a promo. That shit is rare. You don't have that nowadays. See, this is why I wanted the Cody Randy feud to be after Mania. Because the promos will be better. But they didn't do that. This is why I wanted Drew, Jacob, Cody, and Randy at Mania this year. Because Drew promos were going to be on fucking point. Jacob's promos were going to be on point. Cody, Randy, the man, look here. Punk is one of the rough few. And everything Punk said last night, everything that CM Punk said last night was 100% factual. Now, I can sit here and say, maybe the football thing, but on top of that, Roman Reigns did not get drafted in the NFL. We know that. And, he had the cancer scare, the cancer situation that happened when he was trying out for Minnesota. So, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. But where my problem lies, what I think when I hear people try to sit here, is people try to sit here and say that CM Punk didn't sell you on main event WrestleMania. I have said this numerous times. You take Roman Reigns out this fucking equation. The two times Roman Reigns was not on TV was the best promos in the whole fucking feud. Punk and the Usos in Seattle, and then Punk last night. You take Roman out the equation, the shit sells itself. Roman is the one that fucks up this whole dynamic. And after what Monday Night Raw was last night, for Punk to come out and cut like he did, cook like he fucking did, Punk needs to win the belt. Win the belt. Keep the belt. Punk needs to keep the belt at Mania. There's no way around this shit, bro. There's no way around it. I would let Randy win You know what? I don't. Oh shit, that's such a hard one because I don't want Randy to win to keep Pat McAfee on TV. I don't want to see Pat after Mania. I wish he goes away. Punk needs to keep the belt. Giving Roman the belt back is stupid. I've said this numerous times. The fact that Punk could cut promos like that without even Roman on TV tells me all the fuck I need to know. Punk is better than Roman at this point in this main event situation. Why is Roman missing WrestleMania builds? It's insane to me, man. Like, I don't understand this. And the last thing I want to say before I get off here, shout out to Oba Femi. Everybody knows Oba and Brock. Should this be the main event of night one? It should have been. The card just got revealed today. Card got revealed today that Oba and Brock are going to basically be on night two, which is not surprising at all because ESPN is not going to be endorsing Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi and not be on night two, where it's going to be live on ESPN. That's just not going to happen. There is something else I wanted to say. You know what? I did want to say something, which is, excuse me, it's insane to me that I Show Speed has a WrestleMania match, but Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov do not. Rey Mysterio has a WrestleMania match, but Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes do not. And that's just insane to me. I love Rey. Don't get it twisted. But you could have put Rey Mysterio in that. I mean, you could put Carmelo Hayes in that match. You could put Ilya Dragunov in that match. There are ways you could have made that intercontinental. And listen, they don't have to win it, but just to be in a fucking match, bro. They needed to be on WrestleMania. Both of those men carried that U.S. title. And to hear the crowd in St. Louis boo that ending, like they booed that ending of SmackDown, that whole show was getting booed, by the way. That whole show was dead on sight after Pat McAfee and Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. That shit was dead. But to get booed like they got booed after that ending, if you don't feel a trepidation, some trepidation about how you're still pushing this match, and Carmelo Hayes is the casualty in this match, you need to be examined. Carmelo Hayes not being at WrestleMania, or Ilya Dragunov for that matter. Both of these men not making WrestleMania card because you just are stuck in your fucking ways and think it's a good idea to have. You think it's a good idea to have Sammy versus Trick without Carmelo Hayes and I said this last week. I think Carmelo Hayes is going to somehow, some way screw Sammy out of the title or Trick out of the title. But to basically kill Carmelo Hayes' chance at Mania last week, I feel like that was a Michael Hayes, Bruce Pritchard call. And Triple H just like, all right, yeah, cool, whatever, do it. There's no way in hell this is that you thought that through. I saw that on social media, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Carmelo Hayes and Sammy are gonna have a rematch," and I'm like, "Well, that means Carmelo ain't making it." Like, well, Carmelo ain't making it to Mania. Yeah, that match was the ending. People booing the fuck out of your ending should tell you all you need to know. When people are booing your ending of your show, that's a problem. That's a massive fucking problem. And they need to do something about that. The fact that I Show Speed got a fucking WrestleMania match, but Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov are not going to even make the card. The fuck are we doing? The fuck are we doing? I'm done. I'm done. WrestleMania is in not this Saturday, but the next Saturday after this. And that'll be a rating review show for that. I'll talk about that when it comes. But got one more week before Mania. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe do Wrestling Life. Maybe do another deep dive. If WWE don't piss me off by this week, by the end of next week, going into this next week, we shall see. But that's the end. Peace.